Anna Thompson was a bright, ambitious 22-year-old student at Evergreen City University. Known for her dedication to studies and her involvement in local community projects, Anna had dreams of becoming a social worker, helping women and children in need. Friends described her as compassionate, strong-willed, and someone who always stood up for what was right. It was a chilly Friday evening in October. Anna had spent the day in the university library, preparing for her final exams. That night, she decided to take a short walk to clear her mind. Evergreen City's streets were usually quiet after dark, lined with lampposts that glowed softly over the sidewalks. Students, faculty, and residents rarely roamed late, giving the area a peaceful, almost serene vibe. But peace can be deceiving. As Anna walked down Maple Avenue, she noticed a man following her at a distance. At first, she thought it was just a passerby taking the same route. But soon, the footsteps grew closer, and an uneasy feeling settled in her chest. Instinct told her something was wrong. She clutched her backpack, increased her pace, and tried to make her way to a more populated area near a cafe and shops that stayed open later. The man continued to follow. Panic set in, but Anna tried to remain calm, looking for anyone who could help. She turned sharply at a corner, hoping the detour would lose him. It didn't. Hours later, when Anna didn't return home, her roommates became concerned. They called her friends, texted repeatedly, and eventually reported her missing to the local police. The response, however, was underwhelming. The initial officers appeared dismissive, asking questions that seemed to blame Anna rather than focusing on the urgency of the situation. Maybe she got lost, one officer suggested. Are you sure she wasn't just running late? Another asked. Every response felt like a delay in taking her case seriously. Meanwhile, Anna's family began receiving frantic calls from friends, each message filled with worry. The city felt smaller and colder as hours turned into an agonizing night. Early the next morning, a groundskeeper patrolling near a quiet alley behind the university found Anna. She had been attacked and left unconscious, showing signs of struggle. She was rushed to Evergreen City General Hospital, where doctors stabilized her. Anna regained consciousness later that day, disoriented and terrified, struggling to recount the events. Despite her trauma, she managed to describe her attacker and the sequence of events that led to that horrifying night. But even as she spoke, she sensed the system's reluctance. Questions came not in concern for her safety, but in doubt of her story. The officer's skepticism was a harsh reminder that sometimes those who are supposed to protect victims fail them. This was the night that changed everything. It was the night that planted the seeds of injustice.
And it was the night that would begin Anna Thompson's fight for justice, a fight that would test her courage, resilience, and the support of everyone who refused to let her voice be silenced.
The morning after Anna Thompson's attack, the reality of the situation began to sink in. She was alive, but the trauma lingered in every trembling thought, every cautious step. Her family, friends, and roommates stood by her, offering support. But it became clear that the real battle was not just against the attacker, it was against a system that seemed reluctant to act. Detective Mark Reynolds was assigned to the case. At first, Anna and her family had hope. Detective Reynolds listened, took notes, and promised a thorough investigation. But as the hours passed, Anna realized that the system was not entirely on her side. Evidence was collected slowly, security footage from nearby streets went unanalyzed for hours, and leads were not pursued with urgency. The initial negligence hinted at something deeper, a suspect with influence, someone whose power could slow down the wheels of justice. The suspect, Lucas Grant, was a 34-year-old businessman in Evergreen City. With family ties, local connections, and a spotless public image, he was a man who seemed untouchable. Investigators hesitated to press too hard, fearful of backlash or political complications. Anna could sense the hesitation, a chilling reminder that justice often depends not only on truth, but on power. Feeling increasingly frustrated, Anna's family reached out to the local press. Sarah Mitchell, an investigative journalist known for tackling difficult cases, took an immediate interest. Within days, her article, "The Survivor They Tried to Silence," went viral across Evergreen City. Public pressure mounted. Citizens, students, and activists rallied online, demanding that the police act decisively. Social media became a lifeline for Anna, a platform where her story could be heard without distortion. The media attention forced law enforcement to re-examine the case. Detective Reynolds was replaced by Detective Avery Collins, a sharp, empathetic investigator determined to do what should have been done from the start. She revisited every piece of evidence, witness testimonies, security footage, and the small details Anna had noticed. The suspect's distinctive silver ring, his mannerisms, and his pack that night. Even with renewed efforts, challenges persisted. Lucas Grant's lawyers tried to discredit Anna, portraying her as emotional, mistaken, or unreliable. Rumors spread across the campus and city, attempting to shift the focus from the crime to the victim. Each attempt to silence her only strengthened Anna's resolve. Support came from unexpected places: classmates who witnessed suspicious behavior, neighbors who recalled seeing Lucas Grant near the area that night, and professors who vouched for Anna's credibility. Slowly, a network of truth began to form, weaving together facts that could not be ignored.
For Anna, every day was a battle, not just against fear, but against a culture that sometimes protected perpetrators instead of victims. Yet, with each article published, each supportive message, and each minor breakthrough in the investigation, she felt a spark of hope. The fight was far from over, but a foundation for justice was being laid. The city was watching, the media was involved, and Anna was no longer silent. This chapter of her life set the stage for what was to come: a courtroom confrontation, exposure of influence and privilege, and the relentless pursuit of accountability. The battle for justice had officially begun, and this time, Anna Thompson was determined to see it through. Months passed since Anna Thompson's terrifying night. The investigation, fueled by media coverage and public pressure, finally reached the courtroom. Evergreen City University, once silent, now faced scrutiny. Citizens, activists, and survivors from across the country followed the story closely. The eyes of the world were on Anna, a young woman who refused to be silenced. The courtroom was tense, buzzing with reporters, cameras, and spectators. Anna sat at the witness stand, flanked by her family. Every step of the trial brought back fragments of that horrifying night, but she remained composed, determined to speak her truth. Across the room, Lucas Grant appeared confident, shielded by a team of high-powered lawyers. He had tried to manipulate the system, exploit his connections, and discredit Anna, but the tide was turning. Detective Avery Collins presented the evidence with precision. The security footage capturing Lucas near the scene, witness testimonies, forensic details, and Anna's consistent, credible account of the events. Each piece built a strong narrative, leaving no room for doubt. The courtroom listened, captivated, as Anna described the night, her voice steady yet emotional, conveying both the terror and the courage she carried. The defense attempted their usual tactics, questioning Anna's memory, suggesting bias, and emphasizing Lucas Grant's public reputation. But the overwhelming evidence, combined with Anna's unwavering composure, made their attempts ineffective. Each objection, each argument, faltered against the weight of truth. After days of intense proceedings, the jury retreated to deliberate. Outside, supporters of Anna gathered, holding signs reading "Justice for Anna" and "Believe survivors." The social media storm continued, amplifying the message that survivors' voices could not be ignored. Finally, the moment arrived. The jury returned. The courtroom fell silent as the foreperson read the verdict, guilty on all counts. Anna exhaled, tears streaming down her face. It was a mixture of relief, sorrow, and vindication. The man who had tried to destroy her life, who had used power and privilege to evade accountability, would finally face justice. Lucas Grant was sentenced to 25 years in prison without the possibility of parole. His wealth and connections could not shield him this time. The case became a landmark example of courage, resilience, and the power of collective action. From family support to media attention, from public advocacy to dedicated investigators. For Anna, life would never be the same. Trauma leaves a permanent mark, but she transformed her experience into purpose. She founded Voices for Survivors, a nonprofit organization providing legal assistance, counseling, and support to women who had faced harassment or assault. Her story inspired other survivors to come forward, demanding justice and reform. Evergreen City University, acknowledging the systemic failures that allowed the attack to happen, implemented stronger security protocols, awareness programs, and survivor support systems. Anna's courage created lasting change, proving that one voice, even against immense obstacles, can ignite a movement. The story of Anna Thompson is more than a case of crime and punishment. It is a story of courage, resilience, and justice. It reminds the world that survivors can fight, the system can be held accountable, and truth, no matter how delayed, can prevail. Anna's journey was painful, but it was also transformative. She survived, she fought, and she won. Justice was not just served, it became a beacon of hope for countless others who had been silenced.